Come hang with Dick and Brett, we're here to get those whistles wet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Beers and Bourbon with Dick and Brett. I'm Dick.
And I'm Brett.
Fucking hey, let's go. All right, guys, we got round one, part two, 4 Roses, 10 recipes.
I love it, man. Round something, 2 something, I don't know. Anyways, yes, we're on the second part of trying all of these 4 Roses recipes, and we're damn near ecstatic about it because last time was fun. We ramped up. People actually were really kind of dialed in on our last episode, and I think that if we could just run it back this week with another banger, it would be fun. So I'm here to have fun. What about you, man?
I'm ready to go.
Good. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, so we said last time we were going to split it up because even though we're only drinking half of the 2 3-ounce sampler, that's already a lot. So we're going to do another 5 today. We're going to pick 2 winners. I'm going to wait because last episode I got excited and I went a little too early. Not going to do that. So we're going to pick 2 more. Those 2 will go head to head and then we'll have the final.
Yeah.
So this episode's 5, next one's 2, next one's 2, and then the final.
Yeah.
And we said we were going to save, a little bit of that final, that winner, to have like a victory lap or a celebration.
Yeah, we got to see what the D&B choice of recipe for 4 Roses is gonna be.
I like
You
that.
know what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
speaking of Dick and Brett, if you guys weren't following Instagram, well then I'm sorry, but Brett didn't get the memo. We got merch.
Yeah.
So we've messed around with a few little things, a few logos, but I won't tell you who made these because they want to stay anonymous at this point. But we did a round of hats. Brett got a white camo that's sick. I got this one because I love gray, obviously. And then we did a shirt out there. So it's coming. Get ready.
Yeah, I mean, it may be a minute, but it's coming,
Well, we got to, look, I'm okay buying 25 and 25 of everything given to our friends. But to the point where people are going to be able to buy it is a little different story.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've been toying with a lot of things over the last year, and we finally got dialed into something we like, and most people have said they liked it. So that's the cool thing is, me and him, most of the stuff we do, we're gonna like. But having other people say, "Wow, that's legit," or "I'd like one of those," or "Give me a hoodie," or whatever. I think everyone wants hoodies, which so do I. It's gonna get cold pretty soon. But anyways, merch is coming. A lot of new things coming. Let's get into it, Brett.
I mean, I told you there was so much interest in the hat that I had. People were offering me all kinds of stuff for it. So, it is still for sale.
It's still for sale.
It's a one of one. It's
Yeah.
you know how rare one of ones are out there. All you sports card collectors and people willing to give their left arm or third child or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I'm willing to negotiate.
Hey, I'm just excited that we finally landed on something because you would think it's easy to pick logos and things you like, but what me and Brett were talking about earlier on the way home from work, we were talking about how different we are, and I think that is what makes this work, but also makes it difficult to make decisions because different things are important to each other. So
Yeah, tell you what, I'm thirsty today, so you might watch me go through quite a few ales while we determine what recipe is the best here.
let's go. We just stocked the fridge, so you already know we're drinking Brewery X. We know that. That's our favorite go-to. Got some Fuzzy Logic from Bottle Logic if you haven't tried that. Typically more big in the spring. But peach beer, I love peach beers. Done right, it's not just a bunch of extract in there that just tastes all sugary. It's really well done, so we'll drink some of those too. But let's get into it, man. Show us the first one.
I got a question for you. What side do you want to start with? And you're gonna tell them the side, and it's gonna be the opposite side for them. So go ahead and let them know.
I think we start here.
Which is what side?
Well, for them it's the left. For me, it's the right.
Oh, okay. So he's actually doing his job now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And,
So
and I think we should start with the right side to them and which should be with the left to
Alright.
us.
Fine, I'll take it then. If we're doing backwards things, then I'll
I was hoping he was gonna challenge me or something.
All right, so OESF. I can actually read. You had to do it like way out here.
Yeah, because
so
I can't see anything anymore.
let's
I'm
see.
trying to turn
Light
it
oak
on.
and mint. So the mint was something we had on the last
That we
one
liked.
that we really liked.
Uh-huh.
So
Absolutely.
that's interesting, and none of them have said anything about oak. So, I'm ready, man.
So this is the OESF, right? Light oak and mint flavors.
yeah.
Supposedly. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the taster versions of these again, so that way
That means you have to pour them because I poured a ton of that one last time.
yeah, I mean we don't want to get too crazy. Like I said,
That's
we want to leave enough just in case it makes it to the final.
Well, you probably shouldn't spill it all over the place then.
Well, you know what? I'm actually gonna use that as a finger. I was gonna use that as our finger licking juice, but it's all good. It's all good. So we'll put this one right here for you, and we're gonna give it a go. So what does it smell like to you?
I smell, okay, at first I didn't smell any oak, and then I swirled it around and I got a faint.
So you're getting light oak. Weird.
Yeah. I don't get any mint on the nose.
I'm not getting any mint on the nose either, but
Do you get the oak? It's faint, but it's,
yeah, there's some oak in there.
I get no mint. You can keep swishing around, you're not gonna get it.
No, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I'm getting out of it.
No, I mainly just get the oak.
I got that fresh nose, right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you actually got a haircut. You should show him what you did. I just
Yeah.
want to go on record before he shows you and let you know that I'm proud of my boy who went for arguably at least 7-8 months, maybe a year with. How do I describe it? Okay, so it started going into Rage Coach. It was like late last year, probably similar time to this, and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting ready for Stagecoach," and I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" Like he had a Hardy T-shirt. I was like, oh, "That's cool. That's getting ready, right?" He had some dope hats, but he goes, "No, I'm sporting the Morgan Wallen," and I'm like, "No, you're not. You're gonna grow your hair that long?" And he's like, "Yeah." So flash forward to like March, April. April's the festival, but March, he's like, "Dude, look," and I'm like, "It's feathered, amazing beautifulness, right?" So then he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get cut up for Stagecoach," and I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm gonna take it down low. I'm gonna leave it on the top, and I'm gonna go business in front, party in the back." Check the pictures out. Check the videos out.
There's definitely some history.
It was
there.
amazing. Like, amazing. Everyone was going nuts with how good he looked for Stagecoach. Okay? I thought after Stagecoach,
Yeah.
gone,
I
haircut,
wanted to.
freshy the next day, right? Here we are, 5 months later, and he finally trimmed it. It was so good that it was like it looked like a flock of feathers,
Dude,
just
there
like
was
a bundle of
bat wings,
feathers.
man. Like I thought I would like in the morning when I jumped out of my window, I could just take off and fly away.
You just put your head out the window, you're not gonna work, and that's your hairdo. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm proud of him. However, when he came over, I was a little disappointed.
You know what? It will come back. I just could not. I couldn't physically handle the tickling of my neck any longer, and the fact that every time I ran my fingers through my hair, it felt like I was putting in a ponytail, and I don't like that. So
Yeah.
it'll probably return. It's not too crazy right now. It's still.
I mean, you can
Still
still
fresh,
work.
you
You can
got,
still
you know,
work
yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he's
mean,
kind of there, but
yeah.
the back. I mean, I guess if I saw it from the side, I'd be okay with it. But if I saw it from the front, I'm disappointed. I need to see the feathers out the
Yeah,
side.
I think because it has product in it. If it didn't have product, you might see a few feathers out
That
there.
sounds like a lot of bullshit.
They're like little baby bird feathers rather than hawk wings, like a man.
Anyways, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get to the first bourbon now.
please, because we only have a few to get to.
Okay. I would say the light oak is pronounced. You get that cinnamony char, that barrel, which people equate with spice. I'm waiting for the mint. I guess I get a little bit of a cooling sensation on my tongue. I don't get a Kentucky hug. Maybe that's what they're equating to the mint.
I'm not getting a lot out of it right now. Could be first pour jitters.
Could be. We haven't drank anything. This is the first beer of the day, so
I
we
mean,
got
it's
two
a
sips.
solid bourbon. I'm not mad at it. I would definitely, if I opened a bottle and poured that, I wouldn't be like, oh man, that's terrible, because it's certainly not. It's pretty consistent, pretty good. It doesn't knock my socks off, but it also
pretty good legs though. Look at that.
yeah, it also is quality. You know, that's a quality bourbon right there. Especially like it's in between something that you would be like is real monotone and something that is extravagant. So
I would have. Okay, so we haven't tried the other four, but I actually wish that one was in the other round because I think I would have probably taken it.
it's possible. Well, it can only battle the other ones that we took.
Well, but we haven't had these four. But I'm just saying it's well balanced, but I don't think a lot of the flavors are pronounced, and I mean, I can maybe get a little bit of tingling in my teeth and a little bit of coolness at the end, but I don't know if I would call that mint. The other one had that.
Oh, that was defined mint. And
Like,
that was right at the end of all the
It was
bourbons we tried, which
refreshing.
means
It was
good.
it was
Yeah.
a whole different experience. So I think I agree with your assessment. I got in theirs. I got a little oak. I didn't get the mint, but I still feel like it was a solid pour. But let's see what's the next
well, that
one.
was a good one. So we'll place that one back in line.
Put it out of the way. Oh,
Since I determined we're coming
yeah.
from your guys's right, we're on OESQ.
Let's
All
go.
right, so I'm gonna show you this one up close because that's what we do. In case you needed to take a screenshot of my lovely face, and you know you're gonna run against a criminal background check or whatever. You could do whatever you like. OESQ. So the tasting notes on this one, according to the bottle, delicate grains and lightly floral.
A lot of the last ones are floral too.
Kind of
Delicate
sounds
grains.
like they want to introduce this to a lady.
Yeah. I mean,
Somebody
what
that's
is
not
you
so
said
much
light
of a pound.
green?
Light green, delicate grains,
delicate grains.
and lightly.
I would agree. I
floral.
would agree with that statement because I think, I don't care if you're a man
okay.
or woman or whatever. If you like bourbon and you know about it and you know what's good and you try a lot of stuff, I don't care what your gender or ethnicity. I don't care about any of that BS.
Do you
However,
want some right here to finger?
Stop it.
Okay,
No.
just asking.
I do agree with that marketing scheme though. That would be something that I think a lady would go, okay, that's not going to be harsh because that's the big thing, right? Most people, and mainly I would think women too, when they try bourbon, they go, oh, well, at least my wife, she's like, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
This is recipe number 9, folks. In case you were wondering.
Okay.
Don't think they were, but just in case you were.
Ooh, I don't get much on the nose.
I got a very interesting nose right out of that little bottle, and so I'm curious
Yeah.
to nose it again.
Well,
Let's see what happens here.
no, it's faint. While we're getting into this, so me and Brett were talking about this the other day, and he's way more into it than I am, but I was excited to talk about this because I'm starting to realize that I'm getting sucked into that tractor beam of you become that sports parent where you're like, they suck. Like, no, I'm not going playing for that team. Or you're at practice and you have like divide where it's like the cool parents and the non-cool parents.
Typically the better players.
Yeah, the ones playing, the star
or
players.
they're just cool parents and they just know, you know?
Well, there's a balance,
Yeah.
right? But you enter a whole new world. It's a whole new, different ball game. And like I said, we're just, my kids are playing sports and they're not getting crazy into travel yet, which I'm thankful. But either way, you start getting in these circles of people, and it's almost like being in high school or junior high again, right? It's like people are talking shit behind each other's back. So and so's like, my kid's not playing. We're leaving the team. We're like, cool. Nobody wanted you here anyways.
Oh damn!
Right? Like it like gets 13 again. Like I'm 13.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking and people are now trying to coach my kid, going like, oh no, she needs to just do that. And I'm like, your kid sucks.
I think that's kind of funny because honestly, like it is kind of like high school again, but you know, I mean,
You want me to open that for you?
no. I think I got this. See,
You're changing Deckers?
right in the middle of the episode.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so after this
Hey, the
after
French
this
Decker
topic,
is
at
out.
some point we're gonna talk about upper lower Deckers and nicotine patches and my new obsession. So we're gonna talk about that. We tipped our toe in it last time, but I want to finish this topic because I think it's interesting.
Yeah. So to continue,
Yes.
it is like high school
Yes.
almost, and like it's almost like a rebirth because
That's exactly what
you
it
can
is.
do it all over again. You know, you can start fresh. You don't have to be the fat kid that everyone made fun of. You
No.
don't have to be. You don't have to be that timid kid. You know, I mean, as long as your kid has some athletic ability, man. I mean, it boosts you straight up. Like you're
Okay, I
just
agree.
confident to get out there and just talk shit to everybody.
I
you know?
agree, but here's the problem. This is where I see parenting as sometimes it goes awry because people are trying to relive their childhood. So
Yeah.
they're so invested in the kid, but it's really partially for
yeah.
them.
Oh, it's a lot for them.
Right?
mean,
Like
it's
I
a
didn't want
whole
to
new
say that,
world,
but
yeah.
it's like it's crazy. If you just step back and you just, which I love people watching, fun fact, I love people watching.
Yeah, who
But
doesn't?
if you just step back and you go, I understand their childhood because I see how they're parenting and how much they're investing in their kid because they want the medal. They want to win the tournament because either they did and they want their kid to feel it or they didn't and they want to rewrite history. But either way, it's a very delicate dance. And if you're not in it, it's like taking the red pill and the blue pill or whatever Matrix. You don't really know what's going on until you're in it and then you see it and you're like, holy shit, these people are crazy.
Well, you know what? Like I
Crazy.
heard something from my daughter's therapist, which I had never even thought about. But she's like, the worst way in the world to parent your child is to bring up examples from your childhood.
The worst way to parent your child is to bring up examples. So validate what they're going through with you went through.
With what you went through, because it's completely different story, right?
It's a different time.
It's a different time period. It's a different story. So when you're like, when I was a kid, I used to have to walk to school every day. Apparently, that's not what you're supposed to say.
I used to walk
you know?
up the hill with
Yeah.
snowshoes on,
Yeah.
no shoes. Yeah.
Apparently, that just really does nothing for your child's
It does
anything.
nothing.
Nothing for their confidence. Nothing for their self-esteem. I mean, and I don't know how one and one correlate, but you know,
What are you
I would
supposed to
assume
do?
that therapists know more than I do. I
Well,
hope
they got
so.
a degree in it there.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They paid a lot of money to be an idiot. But then what is the alternative? What do they recommend?
I think you're straight just encouraging them when things are good.
Okay.
And then when things are bad, instead of relating it to your life and how it was so much different and you could do it better, just acknowledging what went wrong. And then anytime they try to come back and tell you something, just walking away and saying, I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not the one to answer that question. Answer it for yourself. Forcing them to figure out life and process their own feelings rather than comparing their feelings to your feelings.
Okay. So a little bit of tough love, a little bit of self-discovery.
Yeah, I
Which-
don't know. I mean,
which-
I'm still working on
Look.
it. This is my first go at it. So
Well, I got 3 kids, you got 2, so but we're still getting into this teenage phase and this impressionable phase. But I guess I would agree. I think I'm more that style of like I don't know. Sympathy and empathy are 2 different things, and I don't know if I possess either of them fully. But I try to understand people's perspective, even my kids, even though it's wild to me.
yeah.
And I still think I'm failing at that. But
Yeah.
let's get into
All right.
birds.
So delicate grains and lightly floral.
Okay.
Is this the same one that we said was no nose?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I'm getting a good nose on.
No, I get a bunch of spice right off the bat.
Okay.
That drink's
I'm gonna
like-
try it.
I mean, I get a little now, but that drink way hotter than I thought it was going to. When they said delicate grains and floral, there's the bourbon O face. Okay, take a picture, everyone. If you haven't seen the bourbon O face,
that one.
if you haven't seen Brett's bourbon O face, you're not living, because I put it on slow mo and it was kind of like this. Look.
That was a sleeper, huh? Sleeper on
Hot.
the nose, and then said, "What's up, fool? I'm in your mouth." Like,
Drinks like a barrel brew.
it's like when you're hanging out like the ball field and you're like taking a nap because it's so hot and nothing's going on, and the third or fourth batter is stricken out and your mouth's open and a fly flies right in it. That's what it's like. It's a sneak attack, man.
I was not expecting. That's a really good one. I didn't expect that to turn that way, but I agree. That was like an uppercut. I was expecting a jab and I got an uppercut. Hell yeah. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's not a bad bourbon. That one has a cool, like, it almost has like a peatiness to it.
A little Scotch type.
Yeah, it has like a Scotch.
I got a Kentucky hug.
It has like a Scotch after flavor. Not Scotchy or not peaty, but like the after flavor kind of leaves that. Maybe that's the lightly floral.
Maybe
that's what because Scotches are kind of in that same
Well,
category.
it's kind of like drinking a hazy IPA
Yeah.
and then drinking a crisp lager.
Mm-hmm.
Still good finishes, right? But very different.
Oh, way different, yeah.
I would agree. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm a fan. That might be a contender. Which one was that? This one?
Nope.
This one.
Yeah, the Q.
OBSQ. Oh, then you should do it like that. So 1, 2.
Yeah.
I'm just rearranging Brett's
That's
work.
your only job. Is keep them in order. OCD here.
I don't have enough time on the podcast. We're already 20, 30 minutes in. I can't talk about OCD, dude.
Dick, I'm telling you, man, you gotta figure it out.
Okay, here's what I'll tell you. For anybody who's still watching at this point,
Was it 7 minutes yet?
it's 6 minutes and 41 seconds. It's crippling when you have anxiety and OCD and your mind is more powerful than you are. It's a scary thing, because I will create problems in my head and I will spend the next 24 hours trying to solve them, but they never come to fruition. So I'm out there actively working at things that never happen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the best solution person in a world that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
I'm very similar, not to the extreme that he is, but I'm pretty similar. The same thing happened to me last night. I went online because my car's a 2015 piece of it's okay.
It's a nice car. It's just falling apart. Let's be honest.
It's starting to go. It's got a new motor and a new life, so I want to bring it back to life because I don't want a new $50,000 or $80,000 bill. So
a $1,900 car payment.
So I told my wife I'm gonna spend a couple grand on the car and get it revamped.
Put
right?
some lipstick on a pig.
Yeah,
I
put
got you.
lipstick on this pig,
Yeah.
right? And so I get the windows tinted, new front windshield, steering wheel cover because the leather's like falling off and crumbling in my hands. Did all that, nice. Waited 3 days,
Okay.
4 days for the window tint to cure. Super stoked.
Limo, by the way.
Right? Yeah, I had to go a little dark because it's so hot out in California, and I was seriously over it. Plus, I like being inside of a dungeon. So I go and I get a new spoiler because my spoiler has sun kisses all over it. It's starting to the paint's crackling and fading, and I'm like, it's the only piece of paint on the car that's really kind of gross to me. Because I have a little OCD, it has to kind of match.
And by a spoiler, you mean that little thing that just sits right on top of your trunk?
Right
It
on
has
the
no
trunk.
aerodynamic
Yeah, it doesn't
value.
do anything.
It
but-
just looks cool.
well, it doesn't.
It's not
look
a wing.
cool
It's
when
not a wing. It's just a little.
Correct. It doesn't look cool when it's faded though, and the rest of your car's ebony black, and that one's like grayish, sun-kissed tone. So,
Ebony black.
Yeah.
It was very specific.
well,
They
that's
must
the
have-
color of the car.
They must have sold them on that.
So I buy a new sporty wing
Okay.
spoiler.
Oh.
It's got like a little thing in it, so it's like aerodynamic.
So it's a little higher.
It's a little cooler. It's not higher necessarily, but it
It's sitting on a little support now.
It
Versus
makes my turbo look faster, even though it's not. So I pop off the old spoiler, which by the way, I had to take the trunk inside out. I had to take 5 bolts off. I had to take the weather strip.
5 bolts.
Yeah, with the fishing line, I had to get the gooby gone and get rid of all the old 3M sticky shit. Finally get that off, clean it up. Still not perfect, but I figure, hey, whatever. The new one will, go
It'll cover
over it or
it, yeah.
whatever. So I pull it all off and pop it off. There's 5 square holes in my trunk. This bigger than a quarter.
5 square holes that they drilled in there to hold that thing down?
That's where the bolts go through, but they just left these giant holes, like they're this big. They're monster. So I go and put the new sporty one on there, and it doesn't cover the holes.
Oh.
So now
it looks all janky.
if I put it on, rainwater would go right into my trunk where I keep like my daughter's sports equipment. Any mold would be in there, whatever. So
Share technical difficulty.
So now I'm pissed. So do I make good decisions when I'm pissed or bad decisions?
Bad decisions.
Bad decisions, right? So I take the old spoiler.
Put it back on.
I sand it. I take it in the backyard. I throw it on a piece of cardboard because I'm pissed. It's like 9:30 at night. I want to go to sleep. Or 10 o'clock or something. I get this Rust-Oleum spray paint out.
Ebony black?
Ebony black.
You found ebony black and Rust-Oleum?
Yeah, in my garage. I have tons of spray paint. I don't know why. So I sand it down. I lightly spray. The first spray that comes out is this straight line.
Oh, just shatters spray everywhere.
All over the thing, right?
It's ruined. It's like putting mayo, the first pour of mayo on a...
Correct. It's like when you don't shake the mustard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like...
Just oil and
So it just ruined the old spoiler that I have to put back on the car.
Yeah.
Otherwise, rainwater's getting in.
Did you wipe it off?
I tried. Then it got all over my hands and my fucking face. And then I said, screw it, I'm gonna paint the whole thing. And maybe if I put another coat, it'll look cool.
Hold on. Maybe.
Maybe. Because I'm pissed.
That's like making pancakes and you make them too dry and you're like, I'll just keep adding water.
Yeah,
or
batter.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, you're done.
I'm done. I was done before it even started.
Well, yeah. Okay, so what's the end result?
$175 for a new spoiler.
So now you have 3 spoilers.
That I don't know if it's going to work or not.
You have 3.
I do have 3. I'm going to return one.
The original one, you're going to return the second one, and you got a third one.
I'm going to return the second one. I bought a third one. Hopefully that it works. They don't really make those parts really great.
Well, when you're buying from China.
And the original one I'm going to hold on to so that if the new one works, I can karate chop it in the backyard.
Dude, I take
because I'm really mad at it still. So that's my OCD and how it totally jacks me up every time because I freak out. I freak out.
Here's what I'll tell you about Brett. Look,
I got so angry.
I've known this guy for at least 4 or 5 years now.
It ruined my whole night.
I've seen him freak out. I've seen him freak out once. I feel like he's just making shit up. Fucking with it. All right, this is number 3. OESQ. Baking spice and light oak. Another oak.
Okay.
You're the poorer because you seem to do it. Well, those are kind of fucked up, but we'll be all right.
All right. I'm cracking this bad dog open because I'm thirsty.
Let's go, guys. Just give you a fresh beer.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dick.
Yeah. So let's talk about nicotine patches now.
Sure, why not?
I've been waiting to talk about this. So we're not going to talk about brands. We're not going to talk about.
They're pouches, by the way. But
Oh, I'm sorry, nicotine pouches.
Yeah, okay.
We're not going to talk about different things where we're going to get in trouble for saying whatever.
Things.
At the end of the day,
Brands, labels.
all I'm saying is, I told you a little bit last episode about how Brett is the reason that I have a new addiction.
Yep.
And what I will tell you is,
Blame it on Brett. That's the new.
blame it on the Brett. So, I'm in love. I thought I had enough loves. I thought I loved my kids. I thought I loved my wife. I thought I loved beer. I thought I loved bourbon. But
You
know,
you love all those things.
I know, but I didn't think I had enough room for another thing in there. But you know what? I will tell you, These things are amazing. And you know why? Because they are.
Because they are.
Because they are. So you know what? You're going to see a lot more of me going, putting it in there and boom, throwing an upper decker. Welcome to the party. If you're late to the game like me, I don't know what I've been doing for the last 5-10 years, but I'm in the game. And my name is Dick.
That's right, it's Dick.
That's my name.
I love how hard you had to think about
I had to think about it. I was so excited about the nicotine pouches.
Where were we again? We're at Oak and Baking Spice. That's right.
That's right here.
Yeah.
He mixed them up again.
No, I didn't. You did. That's on your
Baking
side.
spice and light oak. That's number 3.
Baking Spice and light oak. Okay, I get the oak. Whew. Oh my lord.
Oh, that's a nice, dude. That almost smells like a campfire.
Yeah, that one's got some Smokey the Bear in it.
No, but I like that. Ooh, okay. All right, I see you, Four Roses.
Yeah, this one smells like I'm gonna like it.
This
I don't know though,
this
but
sat in like a
Sneak Attack over there that you said was
number
pretty
2.
fire.
Number 2 is so far the head up.
Watch this one just fall flat in our mouth or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's flat, but I didn't get hit with a punch.
Yeah, no O fit. Ooh, just kidding. Hold on.
Now it comes.
Okay.
I think the baking spices are pronounced on the finish of. I may be completely wrong and get crucified for this, but I feel like baking spices remind me of a very like not a bland flavor, but like a very dry flavor. Like if I think about baking spices, we're talking about cinnamon, nutmeg.
Yeah, anything you can throw into a cake.
Yeah, but it could be very dry, right?
Yeah.
Like a cake, if a cake's not moist, if you don't cook at the right temp and it gets a little dry. Yeah, I used the word.
It's my favorite word.
There's only one person that's certified allowed to use the word moist, and that's a gynecologist. I'm not allowed to use that word, but I used it. However, I get just kind of like a very consistent, drier flavor on my tongue. I got a little faint hug.
Yeah.
So I get the baking spices. The oak I tasted or I smelled. I didn't get as much on the drink. Did
Yeah,
you get a lot on the
I
drink?
find myself with this pour scraping the top of my tongue
For more.
but it's just like that dry, like kind of like filmy.
It's like a
whatever.
bland cake.
Yeah, like I want it.
I
But
want
I'm not. It's not giving it to me. It's not making my mouth water, but it's
No.
But it's not giving me enough. But if it gave me enough, if it just gave me a little bit more, it'd be out of this world.
I say this is like a butterface,
Yeah,
where I'm excited to look at most of it, but the rest I'm okay not looking at.
totally. I am 100% agreeing with you.
Right? Like this is like the chick that I would take out to like a dark movie and not dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, you can't take them to dinner, and not even appetizers.
Well, maybe abs. I
No.
could do like a 2 for chili, like $10.99.
No, I'm
chips.
talking. That's
What the?
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
okay.
it's not
Just
okay.
relax. It's fine.
We have a
It's-
tape.
it's-
We have tape on the ground. You moved it, Brad.
It is a White Claw in the car.
It's a strong 7, bro.
White Claw in the car. You know, you got the senior discount at the movie theater because your grandma bought the tickets online.
I'm grandma's boy now.
Sure, why not? Yeah,
I'm just saying, I might date her. I don't want to marry her.
and she wants to go to the bar afterwards, and you're
No,
like,
I
sure,
don't.
no problem, but the local one, like the one, you know, where, you know, there might be an exchange. Where I leave you there and go home with somebody else.
That's the exchange. That's the exchange. I was like, where is he going? The exchange is, you might not be with me tonight. I love it. I love it, bro. I love it, bro. Hey.
You might be somebody else's problem.
Oh, somebody's problem, somebody's good time. This is you. OESV? Yeah.
Oh yes, the V.
Oh, yes, the V.
Yes. Okay, OESV. Right here in your face.
In the face.
Okay, we're looking at a pronounced delicate fruit and caramel.
We haven't heard caramel yet in any of them.
Caramel.
We're in nine of 10 batches.
Did I say that caramel?
People say caramel. I say
caramel.
I say
Caramel.
I say caramel.
Okay, so yes, OESV. We're looking at that sweet, sweet, yummy, nummies.
Let's go.
Okay.
Them num nums.
OESV. Old English.
V is in Victor. Not.
Super. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's keep it brand.
All
We've been doing good so far.
Yeah, we're trying to this season not to just let them flow out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want people to be like, oh, it's too aggressive. They're using a bunch of bad language.
Our
I mean,
kids are getting older and they're watching, so
I'm okay with the occasional excitement F bomb and an S bomb, but like the whole innuendos and stuff we're getting into.
we're getting a little deep.
Yeah, we can't.
That's the real us. You got to watch Dick and Brett After Hours, which hasn't hit the theaters yet. We're waiting for sponsors to pick us up. Probably won't happen, but you know when you watch other TV shows that have like 24-hour cameras everywhere. That's where we want to get to eventually.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I co-sign on that, but okay.
I would love to get to that point to where I had enough followers, likes, and income coming in to where I could film my life 24 hours and people would sit there and watch it and critique and just go nuts, and I could do whatever I want, but as long as my kids could still eat and my wife could still sleep in a cold room and with me or without me, I'm not, whatever, like as long as they're taken care of, I'm a happy guy. So.
Yeah. Get into it.
Okay, I'm trying to get into it with my nose first. It's the way I like to proceed.
I don't get much off the nose.
I like the nose.
So Brett brought up
The
a
nose
good.
is
Hey,
good for
hold
me.
on,
I
Brett.
don't know. I'm disagreeing with you.
Okay, that's fine. You can disagree. We're different
I actually
people.
like this nose a lot.
Me and Brett were talking before we started on this, and we were talking about the difference between are these small batch recipes or are these single barrels? Because we got a couple in the cabinet. I don't know if you guys saw, but I changed up the bar a little bit. I hope you see it. We made a couple different things.
Assume they would have to be single barrels. In
I
order
feel
to
like they
keep the
need to-
recipe tight, but maybe not. I mean,
You know, maybe they made a
they
big
did
batch
have
and
to
then
make
they
a big
proofed it
batch
down.
and proofed it down, but it's still the recipe. So I'm really not sure. We'd have to do some more research. Maybe we can put it in the comments if we figure it out.
I don't hate the nose, but I don't get a bunch of stuff on
I
it.
really like the nose. I don't know why.
What do you get on it? Describe it.
It just smells like something I want to drink.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah,
Cheers, buddy.
I like that.
Okay. I got a subtle building of heat in Kentucky Hug. What was the tasting notes on this? Delicate fruit and caramel? I guess I get the caramel at the end, that kind of like velvety, like coating, thick syrup.
Way wetter.
I don't get the dryness, I agree.
Like my mouth is giving me more. It's what I wanted out of the last one that was dry, in consistency with mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It's got a nice warm coat. It's not a Kentucky Hug blast
like a
your
sweater.
shit right off your seat.
It's like a sweater.
But it's warm and I like it. God, I love the flavor. I don't know why. I love that it just keeps giving me more. And like you said, you are getting the caramel, but it's real late.
I taste the caramel and that.
I'm a fan, so I don't know. That could be it. Depending on our next pour. that
Okay,
could be
so
one that
here's
I
what I like about it. It never stopped.
Mm-mm.
It
It's still
started
going for
and
me.
it continues, and it's like a gel coating. That's the caramel
Yeah.
I get. Like
It's oily almost.
oily,
Yeah.
syrupy. I get a little bit of like
A little more syrup than oil.
I get a little barrel
But-
flavor, but I don't.
It's not too oaky.
It's not dry on the end.
Yeah.
It's inviting. I would keep drinking that. Okay, so the caramel has a honey consistency to me. Not a honey flavor, but like you think about honey dripping down something very like silky and
Yeah.
velvety
It's
and thick and
coating.
coaty.
Yeah.
That's what I get. I
Yeah.
get that context coming down. I don't get the Kentucky hug, but it's not a letdown.
No, I feel like when I press my tongue against the top of my mouth, there's something that's squishing rather than sticking. So it feels like there's something in between.
It's just I get that honey
and then
flavor.
I still get releases of flavor from every time I'm doing that. It's starting to go away right now.
I like it.
But that's something that I like in a bourbon. So
Yeah. All right. We like that one. OBSO. OBSO.
Obeso. Obeso.
Rich fruit and vanilla.
Okay, I think that might be a cool one to finish on.
We haven't had any vanilla. We
No.
just got a little bit of caramel.
Yeah.
And we got 2 or 3 oaks this time. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
Last time everything was fruit and floral.
Yeah.
We heard baking spices.
mint.
Well, okay,
Don't
we've had
forget the mint.
we had 2 mints,
Yeah.
but we've gotten vanilla, caramel, oak this time. Go ahead, Brett.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna pour this one because after this episode, I'm gonna either laugh my ass off and fall over, or I'm gonna just. I
We're gonna
don't.
keep
I don't.
drinking.
I don't actually know. I might call it an Uber.
Well, it's a little early. Okay, so I want to point out one critical fact. We're filming in the middle of the day for the first time since we started.
Not the middle of the day, like at past 5
Okay,
o'clock.
Thursday night football's on.
Okay. there
But
go.
you know what? We don't have any crickets, and I'm so happy because the last episode, you want to talk about OCD? I felt, God, you keep doing that on purpose to mess with me, you piece of shit. I know what he's doing. I'm sorry for my language, this piece of shit.
It's okay. It's okay. You can
But-
talk about it anytime.
The last episode I thought was fire coming back on our first one, and you know what I was pissed about was the dang cricket the whole time. Look at that, every last drop.
I knew there was more in there. That's a fuzzy logic, man.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong after that.
Dude, it's so
after we
good.
finish this pour, I can't drink fuzzy logic and then drink bourbon because fuzzy logic has all that apricot or some
That peach.
in it, and that will totally mess up my palate.
Rich fruit and vanilla.
But I guarantee you, I'm gonna smash this beer when we're done with this.
Yeah. I get a little bit of the fruit. I don't get the vanilla.
This gives me that Old Forester.
Yes. Yes,
Is that
Brett.
weird?
Yes. No,
No?
that's exactly what it
Gives
is.
me that hot Old Forester smell.
Traditional bourbon.
Like
what
almost a Jim Beam.
what I would think they drank
Style.
100, 150 years ago. Just
Yeah.
a straight pour.
Yeah.
Let's go one more
yeah.
cheers.
This one feels like a gangster bourbon, but
Let's
then it
go.
has vanilla, so we're gonna see if it comes out. Before I even swished it around, I tasted the vanilla.
Yes. Very pronounced.
It was like right in my mouth immediately.
Very creamy.
Creamy.
But it's still going.
I don't usually get flavors in my mouth before I even swish, but I could taste that vanilla right away. That was shocking.
That's really good. That's a hard. I haven't even finished it, and that was
That was kind of a cool difference, like a variant, you know? You know, when you're looking for something that stands out from other things, like the mint did in the last episode that we did, that vanilla hit hard early. That was kind of crazy. Because I'm still getting it, but
It's still lingering.
it was pronounced and like right up front for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look,
Yeah.
if I had to pick, I'm gonna go these two. Out the gate.
This is the sneaky,
Yes.
and this was the one we just had.
Yes.
And I like this one,
Okay.
right? That's the caramel. Yeah, that's the one that I like. Yeah.
All right. Let's put
So-
this one back. and
Well,
let's-
let's talk about it.
Well, okay. So this one was the punch in your face.
That was the sneaky one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So tell me what you liked about the sneaky one.
What I liked, it was like
The nose was flat.
it was unanticipated.
Yeah, and then all of a
But
sudden
it drank like a barrel proof.
Correct.
But I agree with you in the sense that this was what?
That's that's a consensus.
The
That's
caramel,
vanilla.
this is in. This is a
Right?
winner.
That's the vanilla one, right? That we both said, wow, that's different.
This is
We
rich.
like it.
This was the last one, and this was the second one. I'm good to go with the last one. Let's take those two.
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. Well,
So these are our two winners. I'm with Brett. I
Okay.
agree. That caramel came out of nowhere.
yeah.
Those are our two winners.
Okay, so we have the vanilla and the caramel. And the sneaky went back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
OBSV and OBSO.
Okay. I want you to take note of the one that was the sneaky one.
That was OBSQ. That was a delicate and light floral, and then it punched us in
Okay.
the face.
So we're gonna take note of that one, and what I want to do is after we get to the championship, I want to give the sneaky one
Another try?
just a like from the losers bracket.
Like that was the best of the
Is the
worst?
champion of the losers bracket, and just see if he even holds weight
I'm fine
at
with
the
that.
end of the game.
I'm fine with that.
You cool with that?
Yeah, so we put this
Okay.
over here.
Yeah.
And we say this is a close contender. We have those two and the other two. They're going to the next round.
That's like giving Boise State a shot at a national title.
San Diego State's going to just
Yeah.
get a Cinderella story to the finals of March Madness.
Yeah, you just they beat everyone else, but they didn't beat the best. But at
They
the
get
end,
a
they get a
freebie?
chance to try.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
with it. I'm
All
with
right,
it.
cool.
I think that's an honorable mention.
Yeah,
Right?
And I think it's an honorable thing to do because honestly, I like that one a lot. I think this one slightly edged it out.
I agree.
But this one may lose in the next round to something that we had the last episode because we're not doing them side by side, but we're going to do
No.
them side by side. And then let's see if that thing even held weight or if it was just right where it's supposed to be in the losers
It'd
bracket.
be crazy if this was in the first round because I think it would have been a contender.
We'll see.
But we already made our choice.
If it doesn't beat the champion, it wasn't good enough to be in that round anyway.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I validate
All right.
it's in. So we're probably like an hour in.
Perfect.
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling pretty damn.
We're going to the next round.
Yeah.
We talked about merch. We talked about the undisclosed obsession. We talked about OCD, which I still think Brett is like a frequent flyer in, but I'm okay with that.
A hundo.
I'm okay with the frequency of my boy. He can come in and leave when he wants. At the end of the day, next round, we're going head to head. First round first, or the phase one of the first round first, and then these two the next round, and then we're going champion. All I gotta say is,
Let's fucking go.
you win another Decker. Let's fucking go. Dick and Brett, we're out. Let's go.